from the heart of Dubai, where tomorrow is being built today, to the world. Welcome to the CTO Show with Mehmet. Here, we redefine technology and reimagine possibilities. With Mehmet, delve into the riveting realms of AI, cybersecurity, and digital technology. Experience the thrilling highs and lows of startups. Immerse yourself in the spirit of entrepreneurship and witness the future of business innovation being written in real time. Now, without further ado, let's tune in and explore the future.
Hello and welcome back to a new episode of the CTO Show with Mehmet. Today, I'm very pleased to have with me Asim. Asim, thank you very much for joining the podcast today. The way I like to do it, I give it to the guests to introduce themselves. So the floor is yours.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me on this podcast, and I'm looking forward to this conversation. So, to introduce myself, my name is Asim Siddiqui, and I am the co-founder and the CTO at Tekrevol. And to introduce myself, it is like I grew up in Pakistan, and I got my degree, computer engineering degree, and from the Now University. Then I pursued my MBA, and during that, I did not really learn much because I was more towards the computer programs and the software development. But when I climbed towards the leadership role, then I figured out like how important to apply the marketing and financial and other aspect, which I learned during the MBA. So I've been always been like really fascinated about the computer programs and software development, and that's has been always my passion. So yes, from the last 16 years, I have been working in the same space and work on a different capacity and different role. And 6 years ago, like I founded my own organization, and since then we have been working and one of the top digital transformation company right now.
That's great. And thank you for being here today, Asim. Now, the first thing, I always get interested about the journey. So what inspired you to, found TechRevel, and how has the journey been so far?
So, like, I had always this thing in my mind, like, I wanted to do this, like, time before, like, when I spent around 4 to 5 years in this, is that I knew that I had to do something by my own. It is not about just like working for yourself, but like I always had this perspective, like I would like to see it from much bigger perspective. And I had this drive, but I figured out like most of the companies I have worked in the past before, they were like for the very short term goals, and they were not really driving the values to the customer the way it should be. So the drive was always there, and I was just waiting for the right opportunity, and it happened with the Tekrevol. So it is like kind of fun, like not a funny story, but like very interesting story. Like the company I had been working, like one of the like biggest company in the Pakistan. I was working with them, and I was doing really well in my life. And all of a sudden, like this company just found itself in the middle of the crisis due to some news broke, and like along with me, like thousands of employees got just lost their job. And this is what I did not like about my future, that how could this happen to me? And this is where I decided to take matters in my own hand, and I started working to like for the inception of this company. Then I found my co-founder Abir Raza, and we were both doing fine in our despair, but he is not really happy because of the same short-term goals. And this is where we decided that we should start something by our own, and decided to like provide more value. And we saw the gap in the market, and that's why this is how TechRevel came into the existence. And since then, journey has been amazing, and we have been climbing ladders and like winning a lot of awards. So it's been a really, really interesting journey. Little bit of bumpy road, of course, but the nice one, good one.
That's of course, like there's nothing that is always easy. Now, Asim, like if you can tell me a little bit about which technologies, you focus more on, and what are the changes that you are seeing in the tech space?
So the technology, like anything under the technology umbrella, like I'm all up for that. And it's like specific to the Tekrevol, we are a digital transformation company that we help businesses to transform, innovate, and disrupt. So like whether it's a mobile application or maybe metaverse or maybe a blockchain application or it could be an artificial intelligence. So we are helping businesses in all different spaces right now. And whenever it comes to provide more value and it comes to solve the bigger and the complex problem, we are all up for that. So we are not specific to one technology, but yes, we have been specialized, like specialized in the mobile technology the most, and then CRM and ERP applications as well. And
Mhm.
like apart from that, like when you talk about the impact of the technologies and like how the things are have been moving, then of course uh, two technologies which I have been inspired the most in the last 1 decade. Of course, the blockchain technology. I'm really in love with this technology just because this is the first time something really inspired me after a very long time. And the reason is the kind of transparency, the kind of trust, and then like the transactions handling is being done through the blockchain. It never happened that before. So it opens a lot of new doors for the companies and the organizations, and even with, like if you talk about removing the intermediaries between these kind of flows, then I think blockchain has put like a really good impact throughout the trust and the transparency factor. And of course, the number two is uh, artificial intelligence, and it is like really impactful and exciting. We have been learning a lot, like everybody is learning a lot about artificial intelligence, and like a lot of tools and a lot of new advancements are being happening on the daily basis. And like I feel like it is the best time, like I as a CTO, like enjoying the innovation and the new uh, things are being added and in our digital umbrella on the daily basis. So it has a lot of potential, and it has changed our life completely. So I see a really big impact, and I'm really um, towards artificial intelligence, and uh, we are just looking forward to what stays and ahead. So yeah.
Great. So talking about artificial intelligence, Asim, like a lot of talks, a lot of people, have different opinions. But from a CTO perspective and deep technical knowledge that you have, are you seeing, you know, um, artificial intelligence taking on some of the functionalities that some people within the tech space, and let's say with specifically in the field that you do, whether like it's a developer, analyst, maybe testing. So are you seeing, AI replacing completely, or are you seeing just another, as they are calling it, it will empower us? What is your take on this?
Yeah, I think there is quite like one of the common question I normally get inside my organization, and whenever I go out, people talk about that, and they have this fear of like being replaced by the AI. So I always tell them that you don't need to worry about AI being replacing you until you adapt and you learn things quickly. It is like just like when the calculator was introduced or the computer was introduced to the human, then everybody had that fear that the human will be replaced by the computer, but eventually you were able to produce more jobs just because you had to learn the different ways of using that thing towards your uh, achievements or accomplishments. So like it is the same thing. Maybe yes, there are few very odd jobs that can be replaced completely by the AI, but people should learn. People should adapt about the advancement of the AI. So in my organization, like I took this job like 6 7 months ago when like ChatGPT was introduced, and I had like very detailed training session to my own developers. Like every domain of the organization, not only the developer, but the marketing, but the QA, maybe the business analyst. Like I encourage everybody to like start using those tools and do not shy away that why you are not using it. I think you should find yourself stupid if you don't be doing it, because it is the way to enhance your productivity and efficiency. And at the same time, the time which you are saving with this, of course, you have to use your brain, like where the human brain is involved, if the human brain is required, like you should be spending more time on that. So you should not be worried about like being replaced by that. You should be only worried if you are not adapting, if you are not uh, uh, embracing yourself with the new technology, with the new trend, then you should be concerned about it. Otherwise, I see a lot of new things happening. I see a lot of more opportunity being created, being offered to the people. It is just about adjustment and adapting.
Great answer, Asim. Now, you talked at the beginning, and when you were doing the introduction about yourself and the company, you mentioned digital transformation, right? Now, um, matter of fact is that although like digital transformation is still a buzzword, we've been, seeing people reluctant, or let's say still hesitant, still slow in doing this. And now all of a sudden the AI come on top. So how do you think this, the introduction of these new AI tools will push companies to be more agile and more fast to adopt the change?
Of course, I think this is like another very common problem which we normally encounter with our customers, and especially when the customers are not very tech savvy, or like they are kind of layman in these domains. Then it is our responsibility to educate them, to let them know how to solve these problems and how these tools are more effective in like streamlining their business operations, or maybe optimizing their processes. But in all honesty, I feel the problem lies somewhere else. And if you take like very good example of the Apple, then one thing they have always done is to like simplify the technology. And this is where I believe the most, like whenever you talk about implementing or like introducing the new technology, it is all about making it really simple for the people so that they can understand it, and at the same time keep it very, very simple and minimalistic so that they see the impact, they see the result. Do not make them really confused about the jargons, about the technology, and being bombarded with the new words. And they always feel like we are sending them in some sort of like matrix, and they won't be able to understand something. If you keep it very simple, to the point, and give them this clarity of the kind of impact, output they can produce through these tools, I think they should be like very on to like adopt this technology very quickly, and at the same time they will be more rewarded towards the result, and in which they have never experienced this before. So if you simplify that all stuff, I feel, and this is what we have done in the past, and this is what we have been doing. And I take this as my responsibility, being a digital transformation company, that whenever I do that, I make sure that it's not about just solving the problem, but making sure that my customer, the industry I'm working with, they are finding it simple, and they can carry it forward without having any big problem, or becoming really technology understanding that yes, we are not understanding it. Make it simple. And I think that companies should understand, and they have been like those who have took it, those who have embraced it, they are seeing the results now.
Great. Now, where are you seeing the mix between these AI technologies and the other technologies that we always used to talk about when it comes to digital transformation? So you mentioned blockchain is one of them. I know that also you do some work around Internet of Things or IoT. So are you seeing a blending and mixing of these technologies that will also allow businesses to disrupt more and shift their businesses more?
Of course. Like just talking about even the blockchain and AI, like if you think about implementing these technologies together, then having the trust, transparency, privacy, the data manipulation, and at the same time, yes, of course, AI is important, and like the way it is, like the kind of trajectory we are seeing with the AI right now, it is quite impressive. But we need to like think about keep like a balance of having. The biased AI, or like think where we talk about the ethics and the privacy, but the companies who are like incorporating and making use of these technologies, they have control on the both side. So just to give you an example, like even my organization, like a few months ago, we like just because we are the digital transformation and we have to adapt and like learn technology very quickly just because of the customer demands and the requirement. We understand that even if we are not adapting by ourselves, if we are not seeing that there are a lot of repetitive tasks, there could be a more informed decision that can be made through the AI. So why not implementing the AI inside the organization in every aspect? So like we were able to like find out 100 different tasks which we figure out like and we prioritize this item and we said okay, these are the 10 different items which are repetitive that can be replaced with the AI completely, and let's have our team work on some other item. And I think we were able to extract a lot with like even who would have said like the developers or like company developers are working with the marketing team directly the right with the marketing team right now, and they are helping them to like automating their tasks so that they can do something else. So nobody has done this before, and nobody even thought about that. Even if you are developing something, but the company who is developing software or like helping others businesses, but they are adapting and learning by themselves to improve their working practices and improve their working style so that they can be more effective while providing the solution to the company. So it is all about like how you apply these technologies and how do you take this technology. So for us, it is working very nice, and we see the competitive advantage right now. We see the kind of competition over there. So if we are not learning, we are not adapting by ourselves, how would we educate our customer and make them convince on this particular item which we have not done by ourselves? So I think using these technologies on the other hand side, like again, if you talk about the blockchain, we implemented the blockchain in our own organization first, and we know like yes, we are solving a lot of problem for the customer, but like there is a concept called red flying in our company where we have given a blockchain crypto based stock to our employees so that they can have more loyalty with the organization and how they can move forward and how can keep those stock in their hands so that if we are spending more time with the organization, they are being the kind of stakeholder with the company. So like we are leveraging the technology by ourselves. So when I talk about the industry and when we talk about providing a complete solution, our customer, so we know like they are getting a lot of advantage, and they have a very clean and transparent kind of transactions, and then like automating the tasks and then improving the efficiency and effectiveness throughout. So I think there is a lot to learn and there is a lot to apply as well.
Great. Now, a question that came to my mind: how do you manage? And this is, sometimes hard. We know for a fact that projects they take time to finish, right?
Of
So
course.
sometimes, especially if it's like a big project, transformation, and these kinds of projects, I know from my own experience. So how do you manage when a new technology, like let's say ChatGPT, comes while you are in the middle of another project? So how do you handle this?
So I think it is of the resilience nature of a developer. Like I came from the same background, so I know like I have to learn all the time. And whenever I am exposed with any new technology, any new tool, I always do that. And it is like one of the core responsibility in my organization to like bring that innovation all the time. So when I talk about comparing myself with all the big companies in the consulting domain, like uh, Accenture, or maybe Deloitte Digital, something like that. So I do look into that and I do follow like what is happening in this tech space. So I keep myself updated all the time, and I try to bring that kind of innovation in my organization always, so that we can get a competitive advantage. And at the same time, we should not be lagging behind what the customer is asking. So if in the middle of the project something is being demanded, even though if I have to put more efforts, if I have to go extra miles for that without being concerned about the project scope creep and something like that, we are still fine because I know, like, if we get to know about the technology, if we get a chance to learn more about this, then of course this should be more useful in the near future because you learn that technology you want. And for me, like why I do like this project based consulting and the transformation project mostly because with every project you are always required to learn something new and uh, I find this and another opportunity all the time that if the customer is like talking about any new idea, any new technology, like I always get a time to like look into that, maybe spending 10 minutes, 15 minutes about it. And I get happy like just because I have added one more thing in my library, in my knowledge that yes, I have learned something. So whenever these kind of uh, things or maybe the requirements are expected from the customer, I find it even more interesting. And we never been shy away of not doing it or saying that, oh, we do not know about this. I know we can learn about any technology, maybe it take few days, few weeks, but once you learn that, then you can master that.
That's great. And this is what, will lead me because, I can see the ambition. So I know that your company, Tekrevol, was listed in the Inc. 5000 in 2022. So what do you
Yep.
think were the key drivers behind this huge achievement?
I think, of course, there has been a lot of hard work. Of course, you cannot get to the 5,000 list without taking a route where you have to like make a lot of sacrifice about maybe it's your like personal life or like your professional life. But there has been a lot of uh, hard work involved and I think one of the main like key factors is the grow together mindset, which we set up from the start of the organization when we built this company. We had this complete like very clear in our mind this vision that we need to provide like top notch services to our customer, and we should not be working as a developer. We should be working as a strategic partner, as a development partner, so that we provide this kind of flexibility to our customer that we are always there for their support and we come up with the grow together mindset. So if they are growing, if I build a product that is like doing very well, then of course I can take the credibility and I can tell the entire world that this is something I have built. So like even very first customer of mine, like which we had like 6 years ago, they have like they grew with us together, and we're still working on all the different items. So this is the kind of motto we always set up, and of course, like without people, nothing can happen. So people are our asset. Like we have been really lucky. We have been really uh, like in that format where we got the very tremendous minds, the people who have been with us in the journey, who have bought this vision that this is how we want to facilitate and service our customers. And they responded very well. They have been always there. There was a situation about the COVID and all that stuff, but they stand by. They have been always our support, our strength. And without them, like you cannot achieve that. So credit goes to the entire organization and the people I have been working really closely and making to the list is always big. We were like among like we were ranked around 675 overall and like number 6 in Houston only. So we were able to like set up this footprint. It took a lot of time and effort to like make and set up that footprint. But yes, the people know us by the name, and now we have been on a very good case study where we were able to develop some very disrupting ideas, very disrupting concepts as well. And we like taking more challenges. So, yeah, I think it is all about the people and the mind grow together mindset.
Great. I'm talking about growth and the mindset. So while I was preparing, I know that there is something you like to talk about, which is calculated risk. So what does that mean to you? And can you share like maybe some example of where you did this calculated risk and it led you to a success?
So I think risk is always a key factor, especially if you are an entrepreneur, if you are an innovator, then of course you have to make some calculations and and you have to go with your instinct as well, your gut feeling as well, like what you are going to do next. Even when I started the company, even I took a very big risk that I didn't know about my future. But of course, I had to take that risk because if I wouldn't do that by that time, then I would never do this. So that yes, the calculation is there, but at the same time, if you have trust in your ability, and if you know that yes, you can pull it, then I don't mind. And even I encourage, even in our organization, like this is the kind of mindset we have created where we encourage a lot entrepreneurship a lot, and the people who are having some ideas, like the world changing ideas or that can improve the life in any way, we encourage them. And like in the past 4 or 5 years, we were able to create 6 different CEOs in our organization itself, those who were like the employee at one time. So calculated risk is all about going towards your instinct, and at the same time trust on your abilities. If you have done something in this space and you know that you are capable enough to do it. So like I said, like I lost my job, like 5 months I was jobless and I had nothing to do. I still was able to take that ring. Then I tell the same stories to the people that if I can do that, then anybody can do it, because it is not something, it is not that big, which you will most of the time understand. It is all about uh, what you want to do in your life. If you have a very clear vision, and if you want to do something big, you have you have a control of of your destiny in your hand. So you can follow all the charts. So it is about just make the right calculation that yes, you can survive a bit. Like when I took the risk, like I just calculated like around for the 2 months that if I could survive somehow by 2 months, I had that money in my account to uh, run my household in the kitchen. So if I would be able to do it, then I think I can pull it. And I think I was able to successful. So it is not that difficult, and it is all about giving the confidence. And I think for me that was the passion. I always wanted to do that. So when I talked with my family, with my wife, so just go ahead, because you cannot be, you won't settle until you take that leap and you uh, do it. You see if this is really working for you or not. And so far, I never looked behind, and things always came in my way, and we were able to make it work for us.
Great, very inspiring, Asim, really. And I agree with you. You need to, follow your gut feeling, as you said. You need to trust, that if really you are onto something. Of course, as you mentioned a few moments back, like it's up and downs, and it's not always like a road full of
Yeah,
roses. So
exactly.
100% I agree, agree with you on this. And you know I like to hear such stories, success stories similar to yours. So just to encourage others also as well, um, taking the same path. If, as you said, they have a kind of a passion of doing something big, or maybe they feel they have a purpose of changing something. And we know, like all big entrepreneurs and successful entrepreneurs, they do this. Now I know, Azim, you do also mentorship. So how do you balance the time between running a very rapid growing company and mentoring other entrepreneurs, and I know maybe sometimes businesses?
I think I always find it very easy for me. Yes, there is a compromise always, and I have compromised a lot in my personal life, of course. And but it's still like when you run after the passion, then you have to find your way. And like again, I like by last week, like I was not feeling really well, but even the doctor advised me to take like a rest for the 1 week, 2 weeks, or even more than that. But I said, if I'm not doing the work, then I cannot find my energy back, and I am not really a kind of person to just take a rest and sit somewhere and see what is happening. For me, work is something where I get my energy back. And I like talking to people all the time. And when it is about providing the mentorship, so that is the reason I had built this company. And that's the reason that I wanted to work for other, because I know, especially from the developer's background, I have been working for the vision, for the idea that why the developers are not coming forward to take those kind of things, why they are always stuck with their own journey of being senior developers or junior developers, and they are not heading towards the entrepreneurship. So this is where I have been working a lot and like giving advices and even working on with a lot of people to like go out from your comfort zone. You are not only a developer, you are more than that. Even if I can do that, like if I can learn about the management skill, like I can learn about the finances, entrepreneurship, I can go out there to the world, to the Silicon Valley and talk about the people, and I can observe that, then why don't you do that? So like that's kind of information which I carry, which I transfer to the people who work with me, and they were able to like change their persona completely. They have been more effective people, and they were able to learn that it is not a limiting factor, or you should not be uh, like finding yourself in a one room that yes, you are only a developer. So I wanted to change this mindset, and I developed my own personality on that. And now I'm trying to inspire others to like follow the same, or maybe like they have even more potential, they have more talent than me. And why not pursuing that domain of entrepreneurship, and make it successful for yourself? Because you know entrepreneurs are innovators, and I tell them always like all the big stories of Facebook, of Microsoft, like when we talk about this, like all these products were just an idea one time. The entrepreneurs and the innovators like bring those to the life. So if they can do it, then why can't you do it? So like when you do that, when you give them this confidence, then yes, the people learn to you, people listen to you. And if they see my profile, they see like, yes, this guy has been from the same journey. So yes, he understand that, and I try to get onto the same wavelength as well. So like setting up the time and managing is not a big problem. Yes, being an entrepreneur, yes, weekends are the days where you think about the business. Weekdays are the days where you really execute those ideas. So like I never get an holiday or proper off from the work, and that excites me. So like I try to like balance somehow, and it works for me. So I spend like around 14, 16 hours on work, and then 6 to 7 hours with my family, or where I take sleep. That should be enough for me. And it is working quite nice for me.
Great, because I think you enjoy a lot what you do, so you don't see it as work actually. So probably this.
Exactly.
Asim, like if we want to leave the audience today with something, especially if someone is about to start up something, or maybe someone who already started the journey, you want to give, maybe one or two sentences of advice. What you would tell them?
Of course. And I think I already mentioned, especially for the newcomer, like those who want to do something, if you have an idea that like the world changing idea that has a big impact, that can change their lives, just go for that. Do not wait for anything. Uh, uh, it is the right time for doing anything, even in whatever the height bracket you are right now. If you really have this confidence and you think that can change the life, it has a big impact on the world, just do it. And you can have control of your own destiny. You can call it shot, and you understand it. Like maybe it can be like I normally say to the people, do not start business for minting the money only. If you are doing that, you are limiting yourself for your risk taking abilities and your own self. Do that. Do go for the bigger vision. Go for the bigger purpose as well. So again, be an innovator, be an entrepreneur, and I think everything will come to your way. So do not wait for anything. We just go ahead and just implement it or do it whatever you want to do.
Great, great. So, Asim, where can people find more about you and your company?
So you can Google my name, Asim Siddiqui. You will find a lot of information about me. I write for the big like publishing platform like Retwrite, entrepreneur.com, or in 5000 hking.com as well. But apart from that, of course, my social media handles are available on the website, as well as you can find it easily on the YouTube. So you can just Google me or my company. So you will find most of the information over there.
Great. I will make sure that I will put your LinkedIn profile at least, so people can find you easily. Uh, Anything, Asim, you wish that I had asked you? Anything you want to add before we close?
No, I think we were able to like touch on the entrepreneurship side and a little bit of the technology. So yeah, I think that covers most of the stuff. Of course, there are thousands of things to discuss about, but yes, I don't want people to like get bored with the kind of podcast that can be stretched for so long. So if that is informative, very limited, I think that should be enough for me.
Yeah, so I don't limit, and everyone, all my guests, they know this, and I think the audience know this. I don't limit the time, but I liked your story, Asim. It's very, I would say, inspiring to reach, the Inc. 5000, and from a humble starters point. So it's really something. I get excited to talk to you, and after we talk, I get like more interesting to know more and more, of course. And this is, why the show exists, is to bring people like yourself, Asif, to the show, and so that everything is possible. Like as you said, it's about the
Yeah,
mindset and being the success. So thank you very much for sharing your story with us today. I really enjoyed it. I'm sure that the audience will enjoy as well. And as usual, this is how I end. Um, my episodes, guys. Like, please keep the feedbacks coming. I'm enjoying reading them. I'm enjoying, having good feedback, whether it's like something you want me to enhance or maybe something you're liking it. Like, I'm open. I don't, I like actually criticism more than compliments, because
yeah,
this is how I can make this podcast better. So thank you for your
exactly.
feedback. Always valuable. And if you are also interested to be a guest, like Asim was a guest today, please reach out to me. Don't be shy, and we can do the arrangement for this. The format is very straightforward and easy. Just it's enough that you have a great story, a great technology related to tech, marketing, anything related to startups and entrepreneurship. I'm very interested to hear more about you. So don't be shy, as I said. Thank you very much for tuning in today, and hope to see you again in a next episode very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.
Hit that subscribe button.